driveway I'm going to repair, we've got a couple potholes here before I seal the driveway. And the first thing I want to do is clean this. And I want to get this very thoroughly clean and all these particles, loose particles out of here. So I'm just using a concentrated cleaner. I'm using Simple Green for this, but any good detergent is excellent. So the first step, we're going to clean the driveway off and clean the area where we're going to repair this pothole. So once you've cleaned the area real well, the next step is you want to just get rid of any standing water. So take a push broom, and slightly damp is fine, but we don't want water sitting in there or sitting in the cracks. So as long as there's no weeds, if you have weeds, scrape that out. It's prepared now. Now we can apply the pothole patch. Small potholes like this, I really like this Henry pothole patch. I've used a lot of different products over the years, and a lot of them come in bags, and it's just awkward, it's hard to handle. And I like this Henry product because there's no mixing, it's very easy to use, and it's a permanent patch. So all you have to do is have your area prepared like we did, and just turn this over and pound it out. And this will fill a 2-inch depth at a time. So if you have 2 inches or less, you'd want to tamp it down at that level. If it's deeper than 2 inches, you'd want to do 2 inches, tamp it down, and then add more to it. And we're just going to use, you can use any type of tool to spread this out too. You can use a little piece of wood, a tool, a rake. And what we want to end up is we want to be about 1.5 inches above the final surface. And so we're just going to pour this out. And you can use anything to tamp this down. I actually rented a tamper, and this only ran me about $10 for 24 hours. But you can use a 2x4, you can actually use a piece of plywood. A popular method is just get a piece of plywood, set it on the top of this, and then just drive over it with your car. And so I'm going to maybe add just a little bit more. And it's actually looking pretty good. But you can see how easy the product is to use. And I'm just going to add a little bit more here. And what happens with a lot of the bags too, I've found, that when a lot of the hardware stores or these big boxes store it, it actually gets compressed, and so it's hard to work with. And you can see just how easy this is to work with. So now all you need is a tamper or a piece of wood, and we're just going to start compressing it. And it's going to make a permanent repair. So now I've filled this, I've tamped it down so it's a nice solid patch on top of this pothole here. And what I'm going to do is just use some crack repair and just come along the edge. And I'm just going to blend the edges a little bit. And this takes like 24 hours to dry along the edge here, this crack repair. And if you're recoating your entire driveway, you want to let this set for 3 weeks before you cover it with a sealer. So that's all there is to filling a pothole. If you have bigger holes or you want to do a more professional job, you can also cut this out nice and square. But for the average homeowner, this is just a nice, easy repair. It's permanent, and once you seal this with a top coat, it just turns out beautiful. So what I'll do next is I'll go around, I'll fill all these other cracks, and then we're going to seal this whole driveway.